I don't know if I should turn it this way. Oriented is locked. Okay, so I'll keep it this way. How are you today? How you doing? I guess I wanted to come on here and just kind of like catch up a little bit. Hope you guys are doing well. It's just gonna probably be a short live if I don't have a lot of people here. I'm doing a live kind of later today because just, just trying to see if any of you are around. Maybe I shouldn't do the live. Hold on. Anyway, I guess I wanted to announce the block swap. Do I want to announce the block swap? Let me just stop the live. Forget it. I'm out. Hi, Judy. How are you? Okay, there's a couple of people here. Hello, Mary. How you doing? How you been? I'm sorry. It's a late night live. Okay. How y'all been? How you doing today? Nice talking to you. Can you hear me well? I may have my hand on the mic. I just wanted to come up here and just say hello. I know it's been a while. I think tomorrow's Friday, probably next Monday, I may do a couple lives. Hello, how are you? Oh, by the way, I don't know your exact name. The one that says, hello, my friend. I have a beautiful quilt that I can send you. I just finished it the other day. It's not the exact quilt that you were interested, but something just as pretty. If you're willing to bind it, I can just send it to you. So, just bringing that up. Yes, I'm coming through. I hope you can hear me well. I wanted to see how you guys are doing. It's been a while since I've done a live. I have been I'm trying to just live my best life ever. I really am. Okay, hold on. I'll message you on your email. Okay, you can message me and then I'll give you my phone number and you could text me and I can send you a picture of the quilt. I haven't trimmed it. There's some of you that I owe quilts and I promised you quilts, and I know my life kind of went into a bit of disarray and I'm still trying to recover from that mess. But anyway, so I wanted to show you. Look, I paper pieced that last night. It's a legit kits pattern. I finally paper pieced it. I went to a class in Austin, and me and my best friend went, I think, to Austin's, I think last month, if I'm correct. If it was every other month, and we did a class, and I spent all day yesterday, all day. No, I lie. All night yesterday putting it together. And then one of the things I've learned, and I'm so thankful for, I made copies of the pattern because in the black area, I don't know if you can see the black area right there, I put the wrong colors on there, and when I put it together, it just looked really bad. But anyway, I did a class with legit kits. Let me move you so you can see it. Well, yes. But I'm starting. The thing is when you have like a social media, you kind of like abandon your people a bit because you don't want to bring in. Anyway, you just kind of. Anyway, so look, I want to share with you what I did. I'm going to turn you around. Look at her or him. It's usually their male. I was having major problems here. And then because I did the pattern, we did the class. I cut up the paper, and the paper's really soft. Well, it's supposed to be right, so you could tear it away. And I messed up this. I put white here and white here. So when I build this quarter, I had to take it all apart, and the paper just disintegrated. And I was like, oh my God. But anyway, I got her done. I was like, when you're so frustrated with something, like you don't want to do it no more, but you're like, you better do it or you're going to leave it there for the next 10 years and not touch it. That was this. So I stayed up all night. Like I went to bed at 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. I don't know. Would y'all like to do live night piecing? I don't know. Anyway, so I finished her, and The class was really neat. The person who did the class, I really enjoyed. And please don't look at my mess. Also, too, you want to see what else I got myself into? 3D printing. Oh my God, if you guys can get yourself a 3D printer, best thing ever. Anyway, I got myself into the 3D printing because I was, let me see. Hold on. You know, y'all, like these, some of you asked me if I'm selling them. And what I was going to do is I was going to sell the wood ones. And I really don't know what to charge, but if I do the wood ones, you kind of have to glue the bottom base. And I was thinking, like, how annoying making y'all glue the base. Or I would glue them, and then if I ship them assembled, they kind of take a lot of space on the, anyway, it was just a whole thing. So I asked the 3D printer, a guy who did 3D printing, his wife was a client of mine, and I asked him if he would do them for me. And the guy ended up making one sample for me, and it kind of messed up. The sample broke within like 30 seconds that I had it, because I put pressure on the base, right? And it just popped. Thank God. I told him I'd buy 50 from him, and he wanted to charge me quite a bit of money for them. And thank God, he's like, you know what, just take the tester, try it out. And I'm like, well, I'll pay you the $1 then, or I'll pay you whatever you want. I'll pay you the $3, whatever you want to charge me. He's like, no, 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 just taste it out. And within like having it in my car, it bust. So I asked him to find a way for this, for the thing that he gave me not to break, because these are pretty good. They don't, once they're glued, even though I'm putting pressure on them, they don't break. He ignored me. He ghosted me. Hold on, let me clean my, hopefully, he ghosted me. Let me clean my thing. He ghosted me. And so I was like, you know what, screw this crap. I'll just buy myself a 3D printer. So I bought myself a 3D printer. I liked it so much, I bought 2. And so I've been working really hard. Let me see if I could get a stand to bring you up a little bit. I've been working really hard on making these, which is a whole different way of thinking. So this untwists, and it twists on. And then I made a lid. The same concept, same idea, but anyway, I made them. So I don't know, y'all. I was gonna put them on Etsy. I was gonna, there's this lady who I was talking to. She's a subscriber, and I sent her 20 for $10. So I thought that was kind of fair. I was thinking I kind of screwed myself because the shipping was $8. So anyway, I'm not a good business person, y'all. Not at all. Nuh-uh. So I'm gonna probably post these on Etsy. I'm probably gonna sell them for like $15 to $12 for 20, and that comes with the bottom base, the stick, and the lid. If y'all are interested, I'm just gonna post it. Anyway, I'm not a person that likes, but look, I went crazy and I made a whole bunch of sticks for myself. But 3D printing, y'all. 3D printing. She's become my new love. I set her up every night. I ended up making like this little trash can. Let me show you. I'm gonna turn you. Please don't judge me, okay? I know I get into a whole bunch of crap. I know. But look at this. Okay, wait. Oop. Look. I made that. Now, I didn't design it. It's on Maker World, where you could. Isn't that awesome? So like right now I was paper piecing last night, and all my paper piecing trash goes in there. Also too, look, this is like a little toolbox. And then there's another trash can, because I can't just have one. Let me show you the 3D printer. She's my baby girl. I'm making toys for my grandkids. I love my grandkids. These are, hold on. I make her work at night. So sorry, y'all. Can you make your own quilt pattern template? Yes, ma'am, I can. Yes, I can. I could even make templates on the laser. Hold on. But, oh, let me show you this. So this, on Maker World, they have a whole bunch of neat toys you could make. So I love my grandchildren. And so when they come over, please don't judge me, okay? So this is called the balancing game. And I thought it's interactive. And I thought it would be neat. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay, so this is one set. And then I made a silver set for my grandkids so that their parents can sit with them and they can do challenges like they could do challenges on like who can stack it the highest. So I made like 3 sets, and so I've been printing these all day. I spent time printing trash cans. I spent time printing the bases of these and printing, hold on, the screws and then the sticks and let me share the sticks. Figuring out and designing the sticks was torture because they're kind of raised. Let me show you. They're kind of raised from the threading. And I don't know anything about this stuff, but I've learned a lot. You're supposed to have like a support and a whole thing. It's like a whole thing. But I figured it out. I made them. Let me show you this. I found this. Let me show you. I'm so excited. This goes on the side. And then scissor holders. And then I created this. It's a little square with a wool mat. And it's for your pins. Do I have any pins? You know how when you're working, you are unpinning and you're taking out the pin. What I ended up doing is I would use the pins here. And when I did the paper piecing class, I kind of felt overwhelmed because there was a lot of information when I took the class. And I felt like I had a lot in front of me, like all my tools, right? All my trinkets and my tools, like the little bob and my scissors and all this stuff. And I was losing my scissors, so I printed one of these. And then I also printed one in the back for the bigger scissors. And then I printed this to have like this. Do you see that? You could also put your scissors in there if you want. And so when I went to the class the second time, I ended up having, I also printed this. Y'all, this is not a 3D printing thing, okay? I ended up getting the 3D printer just get it. Print your own bobbin things. You can put a ruler, and you can also fit a big ruler. Hold on, let me get you. A big ruler. Can you see it? Look, it fits. Oh, it doesn't fit that ruler. What ruler did it fit? I ended up having a ruler that fit perfectly here. Anyway, you can put your scissors, your marking tools. And then I also took my trash can with me. And oh my God. Me and my best friend, I made my best friend all these little gadgets. And I'm like, here, put it on your machine. Here, put your scissor on there. Here, here's for your tools. And she's the one that said, does the ruler, let me see if I could find a ruler. Because the ruler did fit in there. She's like, did the ruler? Oh, yes, hold on. Give me a second. The ridiculousness of Lorena, okay? We're gonna call this this person me. Lorena's ridiculousness. Anyway, let me get this. Oh, here. Look. Let me. Look, it fit. I had a smaller one, okay, but look how. Girl, it fit. It fits a 3-inch ruler. When my friend goes, "Does your ruler fit in there?" And I'm like, and she goes, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Oh my God!" But it's the 3D printer thing. It's been a sad obsession. If you want to know what I've been doing, I wonder what Lorena's been doing. Is she quilting for clients? Yes. Is she working a lot? Yes. But what does she do on her downtime? Set up her 3D printer so she could come out from, she comes out of her bedroom. And when she comes out of her bedroom, all of a sudden, she comes out with toys like a little girl. But they're not, well, yeah, they are expensive. They're not that expensive. They're not like a laser. But yes, I can make templates. Let me see. For example, I'm putting my rulers back. I ended up making this. I designed it. Hold on, let me see. See, I designed it. This is a 1-inch square, and it has a little base. I thought that was my first one. It was too small. This one I found on Maker World. So this is not my design, but I found it on Maker World. And that's what I stuck on the side of the thing. And then I decided this base was too small, so I made it bigger. But it's learning a different skill, learning how to do 3D printing. I'm just learning, but it is so much fun. It is so much fun, y'all. So if you guys, I'm, and you know, don't judge me. Someone goes, you just get into too much stuff, and I'm like, why not? One life to live. Well, like one life to live. Why not? Why not? And then I'm trying to find ways of just being happy. And I think I like making things. It makes me really happy. Also, too, you want to see my... Anyway, how are y'all? It's not even about me. Sorry. How are y'all doing? How you been? But yes, I can make templates. I'm learning how to make stuff. Like I ended up... I'm really proud of this, by the way. This little screw thing. Sorry about the lights. Let me see if I could fix it. See, look, you want to see? I open the door and I come out with the toy. And honestly, filament's just like thread. It's just like just a different type of thread. What do y'all think? Did you get the bed? Yes, ma'am. I run my printer. Yes, you can. You could, yeah, I run it from my phone. I literally have my daughter empty it out. I never knew this world existed, y'all. And I think it's, and I don't work for Bamboo Lab. There's nothing, I paid all of it on my own. I didn't get a sponsorship. No. There was none of that. I just decided, when I talked to this man, and I wanted to make the little sticks and stuff, the man wanted to charge me so much money to make them for me. And then when I got them, they broke on me. Just like when I asked somebody to laser rulers for me, when I got the rulers back, they were all charred. They all had water stains. I don't know if her laser was a water laser, like a jet laser where she used water. I'm sorry, I'm moving. But anyway, let me plug you in before I lose you. It is so much fun. I ended up making Maker World, and I'm not trying to convince you to buy a 3D printer. That's not even, but I didn't know there was a world within a world I didn't know that under Bamboo, the company that I bought the printer from, that they have people who, for example, I got this little carrying thing that the printer made. I just went and like did like organizers, office organizers. I just didn't know there was people who've designed things and they've made stuff, and you can go ahead and just print it, and then you have something that someone spent a lot of time making. For example, oh my God, like this. This is really for toothpaste, but I use it for the glue. Anyway, oops. What else? Let's talk about something else because, you know, ay, Lorena. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been learning how to 3D design stuff. I've been trying to make my little thingamajigs. I've been quilting for my clients, and I also did a huge 200 tumblers for Special Needs Foundation, I believe. If not, I may not be saying it right, or it's for, I did designs for special needs. I don't know if they were having a fundraiser or a special event, so I ended up lasering 200 tumblers for them, and I really gave them a great deal. And so, I was spending time doing that, and then I did the paper piecing class. What else have I done? I went to the retreat, and I've just been kind of working, and then playing and working. How y'all been? I know some of you are asking me about Betty. I am having the best time ever. And for a while, I kind of just, sometimes social media comes with its struggles, because when people see you doing something, and I really don't care, but it kind of is weird. I've seen people doing bamboo stuff and people sharing bamboo 3D printing, and it was never, ever, ever an interest for me. And honestly, the only reason is the guy wanted to jack me up to make these, and it pissed me off. And I noticed people piss me off, and I even told them, I said, well, let's say if I ordered 100 from him, and then I end up paying him $500 for him to print 100 of them for me. I was like, well, in the $500 that I'm paying you to print them for me, I could buy myself a machine. And then the man goes, well, you can, but now then you're going to have to figure it out and learn how to do it. And I'm like, and? So when I had the thing that he made, it broke within 2 minutes of me having it in my car, because I test stuff like throw it on the floor, you know, put pressure on it, see if it's bendable. I found out that they have this filament that is called tough filament, so it's flexible, it doesn't break or burst. I've made like 20 of these, and I would do that, just bend them, and they would break on me. So I was like, okay, I have this restart. I have to figure out, you can't print them on the horizontal, you have to print them differently, like you have to figure this out. And yeah, it was a pain in the butt, but at least like mine don't break. But anyway, so I'm gonna post them on Etsy if you're interested. If you're not, it's okay. I'm going to redesign the little side thing here. Hold on, let me see. Because someone designed it, I don't want to sell something that's not mine, or even that. I want to do it differently and make it, of course, have the same functional aspect of it, but make it my design, kind of change it. I don't know. And I was thinking of making several little things and then testing them out, and then just putting them on Etsy. And do I really want to be packaging stuff and selling like that? Not really, but I thought it'd be neat. When I went to the paper piecing class, I had gifts for everyone. everyone. Everybody got a scissor holder. Everybody got the little pin cushion thing that I made here. Everybody got, I was, you know, like Oprah, you get a thing, you get a thing, you. Now, I'm not giving away cars or anything, but I think I really do love blessing people. So, anyway, it's been fun. That's been fun. Let me see. What are y'all doing? How you been? Do you use a computer or tablet to run the printer? I use my phone, to be honest. And on 3D printing, it's called Tinkercad. And I'm using that to learn how to design. I know you can buy CAD programs, but I was shocked. The trash cans are great. I found out that if you get a CAD program, they want to charge you like $2,000 a year. And so yeah, no. Especially when you're just starting, right? So on Tinkercad, it's for free. And I watched a couple of YouTube videos that really just helped me how to use their program. And it's a really basic program, but it's still, to be honest, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I like to make the sticks. I learned that if you print it on the horizontal, that's why they break. So I had to learn to print the sticks. Let me see, hold on. To learn to print them straight. I also learned that it has to have a kind of like a foundation to support this area because it's lifted compared to just a basic stick. And then what else did I learn? I learned how to create the twist with the inside twist and also like the outer twist. So it's just been, but I think I thrive in that. I know the scissor holders. I'll send you one after I send you your quilt, okay? I'll send you one. So let me see what y'all are saying. Thank you for spending time with me. Sometimes I like doing late night lives because, I don't know, I don't want some people to watch me. But yes, you could hear me, right? So we're good. So I was thinking, this is my thought. You tell me if I'm crazy. I was thinking, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know, okay? I'm 54 years old. And I think, and this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, most of my 20s, my 30s, and my 40s, I have been hustling and grinding it out. I was telling my best friend, you know the song, the hustle, you know how it has that that quick beat, and I said now my 50s, that song is it's a slower paced. I'm not motivated to kill myself like I used to when I was embroidering, probably for 3 or 4 months. I don't want to be in front of an embroidery machine for the next 10 hours and then go to bed hearing the machine because I was hearing 3 machines going. I love long arm quilting, but I do not want to be up there quilting 20 quilts a week like I was when I purchased the lasers. Now there was a time for it, and I think it was very important so I could pay off the laser machines. But I kind of want to, and I think sometimes I've kind of slowed down with my clients because my clients, they're like, I know I had a client a couple months ago, maybe last year. She wanted 5 or 6 quilts quilted, custom quilted, and like, I don't know what the hell she was thinking. I guess she thought that my life would be being up there quilting, custom quilting for her 5 quilts and then that she would have her 5 quilts in a week when you're spending, to custom quilt one specific quilt, it could take you 20 hours, and that could be 1 week worth of work, because you can't be custom quilting, manually moving the machine for 20 hours in one day. Like, that's just torture. And I remember quilting 2 quilts for her or 3 quilts for her, and I custom quilted them. And it's back-breaking work when you're like, so let's say I spent 10 hours quilting a quilt for her, right? It was a throw quilt. I custom quilted it. I spent 10 hours just quilting that stupid quilt. Like, I could do a panto quilt, and it costs, I could make more money on a I charge her probably like $180, $200 to custom quilt that quilt. Spent 10 hours. Well, I can long arm a panto quilt in 3 hours and make $150. Or, yeah, no. So she asked me for her quilts back. She's like, I want my quilts back. So she gave me, I guess, 7 quilts, and I gave her 4 of the quilts back because I had finished. Yeah, I gave her 3 of her quilts back. And I don't think, well, she got pissed off at me, right? Which is fine. She got mad at me because I was taking too long. Well, yeah, because the clients who were just doing panto quilts, I was putting them in front of her because I knew that she was going to take probably 2 full days of my life or 3 full days of my life. And no, and you know, I'm not in the mood for that anymore. Just so not in the mood. I'm not in the mood for it anymore. I'm so not in the mood. But I think, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, I don't want to be, and I love what I do, you know what I mean? You can love what you do, but I even think, let's say, when you create, like, my long arm quilting is now my business. When you create what you love as your business, even your love becomes a grind. So I don't want to be upstairs for the next, I remember there was a time I'd get up at 8 in the morning, no, maybe 7, to be up there at 8 in the morning, and I would be there till 10 at night, long arming, and then the next day, and it would just every day, and yeah, that was a great time. Yeah, but no, no, and I think people, and I have a couple quotes that I have to get done, but I love my clients. I have some sweet ones, like, take your time, there's no hurry. And the other day I went upstairs and I quilted 2 quilts, the no hurry quilts. I went ahead and I long armed them. I didn't have no pressure. I had no stress. I had no, like, no nothing. And I just enjoyed being up there. And I think that's what I want now. I just want to enjoy being up there. And when I was giving all those beautiful quilts away, I really initially enjoyed long arming those 89 by 89 quilts. I really was having a blast long arming them, hand binding them. But I think I think I'm a bit gullible, and I'm a people pleaser a bit. And I think that being harassed by people, when are you gonna give me the quilt? You haven't sent me the quilt. When I'm having to hand bind a quilt, I'm not gonna be hand binding a quilt I'm giving away from 6 in the afternoon till 2 o'clock in the morning so I could give it to you when you want me to. Like, I don't know. I just, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I've been kind of just not living that life on purpose. I was watching a content creator saying that she's trying to, what is it? She's trying to live her life with rest, with food, with peace, like, just with joy. And ultimately, if it makes me happy, that's what I want to do. That's where I want to be now. If it makes me happy, I want to do it. So the paper piecing, it didn't make me happy last night. I wanted to burn it, like inferno it, and just throw it across the room, rip it to shreds. And then I said, calm down, girl. You gonna be okay? Just take a deep breath. And I'm so proud of it. Who would have known that I wanted to annihilate it and destroy it? But I learned some things about the paper piecing. Make sure that you have selected the right colors. Yeah, I've learned. So what are y'all doing? What are you working on, Betty? Casey, if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here. Oh, Casey, let me know how you love your 3D printing. Let's see. The trash cans are great, right? I literally have the machine print them while I'm sleeping. And I love my grandchildren. They come in here and they think my house is a candy store. My granddaughter's like looking around. What can I get from Ami? They call me Ami. What can I get from her? What, like, because I know if I ask her, she'll give it to me. So lately I've been, let me share that I was printing. Let me move everything around. Please, I'm trying not to be a hoarder, okay? I really am trying not to be a hoarder. But this printing stuff, can make you a hoarder. Like, no, yeah, you could be a hoarder. You want to see what else that makes me, the other day I was so mad. I was so mad at a situation. I was so pissed off. And I said, okay, Lorena, okay, what can you do that will make you happy? What will make you happy? You're going to laugh at me. What will make you happy? What can bring joy to your life and make you happy? Don't judge me. This made me happy. But this is I love these. My iPhone Pro. Okay. Oh, hopefully it didn't go. Disconnect. So, it's old. It's like so old. Probably like 4 years old. And you know how they lose their discoloration. As a matter of fact, if you look at that the earpod part is kind of yellowing now. Anyway, I love them. But I lose them. And then when they're on sale during Christmas, I go and I buy more. Oh, let me see. And so I got crystals. The crystals cost for a bag. I think you only need one bag for these. For a bag of crystals, it comes out to $1. No, $5, $6. And no, $6. This is one. No judging me, okay? They have a different, and so because I did tumblers and some of the tumblers got ruined, and the tumblers were like $12, I ended up blinging the tumblers so that I could still use them, even though on some of the tumblers I put a design and it shifted and it warped, and so I had to consider that tumbler a loss and replace it, because I ended up purchasing 10 tumblers just in case something went wrong. Because when you're lasering 10 tumblers and you're looking at names, it is so easy to like write something down and it misspells the name. So I bought crystals. They're 20 millimeter, and I went and I crystalled the tumbler. They're beautiful, by the way. And I was so mad. I was so pissed off. And I saw, this is I lost the case, so I replaced this case. And I saw my case all gross and ugly. I'm like, if I just bling, that would be, and honestly, I bring it out. My best friend's like, oh my God. I go, I know. There's only one in the world. Only one. And I have it. And then, yeah, it quiets your mind, like sewing. So the sewing machine, the organization, the thinking, the making sure the 1/4 inch, it quiets your mind, and it just, you kind of get quiet inside. That's what sewing does for me. This also does it. Anyway, let me see. Hold on. Let me show you a messed up tumbler. You want to see a pretty tumbler? Did I have one? All right, hold on. What are y'all doing? Talk to me. How are you doing alive? Talk to me. Someone asked me a question. Hello, Linda. How are you? Thank you for watching. I'm sorry. Like, I'm disheveled. Sorry. But that's life. I was like, you should put lipstick on. I'm like, no. See, this is a tumbler that I was lasering. And the reason this one, I couldn't use it. I don't know if you can see it. It had a weird nick on it. It had, and I asked them, are you okay with that? I don't know if when I washed it, I nicked it and hit it on the thing, or I don't know what happened to it. But it had a nick, even though I spelled the name right and the logo was right. I don't know if it was manufactured that way or when it was shipped. I don't know. But anyway, let me show you the tumblers when they're, I'm going to bring you through my house. Y'all been in my house before, haven't y'all? Hold on a second. Let me bring on the light. Hold on, let me show you the tumbler. Yeah, isn't it beautiful? Look at that tumbler. And then, let me see. If you ever have a tumbler that you don't like the logo, for example, to print this, to do the crystals on this one, the bags only cost $6. And I used 2 bags for this. So for $12, look at this one. Some of this, but I have the glue and everything. I just need to sand it and but look how beautiful. Love the bling, me too. But originally it was like this. And dishwash, this one had a logo. I put a logo on it. Nothing was wrong with the logo, but I don't want, the special needs logo on this tumbler. And so what I was going to do is I was going to ship it to somebody and bless them with the tumbler. And I was like, you know what? I really like the red. And so I spent like this one. And then all you have to do, like this one, I misspelled this one. Horrible. It's Nicholas, L-A-S. And I put A-L-S. And when I was doing it, I wasn't, sometimes you check and check and check and check, and something just passes you by, or you get distracted when you were checking, or when you're checking, you're assuming. I went to school for court reporting, believe it or not. And the way you prevent that, which really does help, is spelling backwards really does help. But yeah, I sit down and I bling things. I was telling my daughter that I wanted to go in her and bling stuff for her and mess with her. But anyway, oh, let me see. What else can I show y'all? I feel like I'm ridiculous. Y'all think I'm ridiculous, right? It's okay. You could join me. We could be ridiculous together. One of the I love. I was spend some time with one of my grandchildren, and I don't get to spend a lot of time with them. What I loved about him, and I love learning from them, my grandchildren, is just he was having fun with bread. He was having fun with bread. He was making bread fly. And he was singing, I think I could fly, that weird song. He was just having fun with bread. And then I had another grandson. I was in the car with him. And I came from a family that were very critical. Everything you did was criticized. Or if they could say something to you negative, that's what they would say. They never... and so when you grow up very critical or being criticized for every little thing, and everything you do, you feel like you feel kind of trapped. You're afraid to move. You're afraid to say something. You're just kind of afraid to function. But anyway, and the reason I'm saying this is because I love chewing gum. I love me some chewing gum, man. And I remember I would chew gum, and I just love chewing gum, okay? I know some people don't, but that's my thing. I love it. If I could have gum every single day, it's like, to me, it's like a type of pacifier. Anyway, and I remember I would chew gum, and I would get criticized, like, you chew like a cow. You look like a cow when you're chewing your gum. You look like, you know, I would be criticized for chewing gum. Because I guess I was chewing with my mouth open. I was a little kid, just chewing, you know, chewing with my mouth open, I guess. And I understand, and I totally understand that. I'm sure the person who was criticizing me was really trying to help me in society because it just didn't look good. Okay, I get it, okay? I understand that they were, but when everything you do can be a criticism, I think it does more damage than good, even though you're trying to help somebody. But anyway, my grandson was in the back of the car, and my daughter and I were going somewhere. And that grandson was chewing that gum. And I, you know, I think about what the person who was telling me, you know, shut your mouth, don't chew your gum like that, whatever. I looked at my grandson and I said, that gum sure feels like you're enjoying it, and it's delicious. It's just delicious. You're just enjoying the gum, man. Like, man, I want a piece of gum now, and I want to just suck the flavor out of it. And I really did learn that it's just how this perspective, right? I could have said to my grandson, you need to not chew like that. You look like a pig, or you look like a cow chewing the cod, whatever you could, however the person, is how you look at it. But to me, seeing my grandson just enjoying and chewing that gum, sucking the flavor out of it, I mean, you should have seen him. Like, he was blowing bubbles. I used to blow bubbles and play with my gum, and it was just so savory, and it was my favorite thing to do. And I was really proud of that moment, because I could have been a critic, and I just love that. I was like, he just looks like he's enjoying himself, and so I'm not going to take that away from him. And I guess what I'm learning in my 50s, I want to enjoy myself, and I don't want to let anyone take it away from me. I just want to enjoy myself. And yeah, that's just it. So, like, the other day I got so mad. Someone said something just, oh gosh, they were just dirty. Some people just talk to you and they're just dirty. They just say dirty things to you. They're just they're dirty, and they say dirty things to you because they want to lower you down to their standard. And anyway, I was so mad. It was said to me. I was like, what can I do to just turn this day around? And so I put crystals on it. And that was the best day. It was the best day. And I've learned that I'm learning to just turn things around. No matter what goes on, how can I turn it around? How can I, a tumbler that I messed up, I could be frustrated because the tumblers cost like $10, $12 each. I could be mad that I lost 4 tumblers, or I could figure out a solution. As a matter of fact, I could have put vinyl, I could have put, what is it, that resin? I could have resined the tumbler. I could have decorated it with glitter and resin. You could do a whole bunch of things to turn something negative or a failure or a mistake into something positive. It's just, it really is about your perspective. So if you want to know what I've been dealing with or doing, that's it. But I'm trying to turn like the messes into blessings somehow. But anyway, so that 3D printer has just been a joy. And I've been quilting too. That's been a joy too. I like quilting the way I've been quilting without I'm firing clients lately. I had a client who was just making my life miserable, nitpicking, and I was like, I don't have time for your, like, hell to the no. And, you know, I had a client who asked for her quilts back. Take them. I was going to spend 10 hours on each quilt and make $150. That comes out to like $15 an hour. Like, I don't even know. It's not even worth it. So, nuh-uh. Yeah, you're right. My grandchildren are so neat. They are so neat. And it's not that they're like neat, was their mind right? They're just neat. Kids are neat. They're just so neat. You walk in a room and they celebrate your existence. As a matter of fact, they call me Ami. I'm Ami to them. And they walk in, Ami. You know, they're just, and then they're honest. One time I wasn't going over for a period of time and I went to go over to see them. And one of them goes, why are you here? You've left us. Like, oh, so sorry. I didn't know I upset you for not being around. So, yeah, you just have to, I love their honesty. They're innocent and honesty. So today, yeah, this has been, I love quilting too. Yeah. Don't let anyone steal the joy of it from you. I've had a lot of, and clients, they're just, no, I have some great clients. I really do have some good clients. But I do have some that, that just, yeah, they just, they don't have manners. You would think like in your older years, you would have manners, you would behave better. But anyway, some people don't want to change and be better people. But yeah, some people like just the way they are, even though no one wants to be around them and they don't understand why. But yeah, it's been good. Oh, I can't wait to say have great grandkids. Oh my God. It's going to be so much fun. What else can you learn, right? From them. No, but that's what I've been doing. If you guys have been wondering, I know the last live stream that I did was kind of, it was a tough time, to be honest. I was telling my best friend that, ooh, Lord, you know, you're just trying to be okay despite things not being okay. And then just, you're just trying to move forward, even though it's a situation where you can really just get stuck. But anyway, I went to a retreat, and that retreat was such a blessing. It got me away from my family. It got me away from my kids. It got me away from the pressures of my life. It kind of just got me away from stuff. And I learned a lot about myself when it comes to my work, like my own personal quilting work. I noticed that I'm the kind of piecer that I'll piece a top and then not put a border on it, and the quilt will sit for 10 years not getting done. I learned because when I went to the retreat, all I was doing is putting borders on quilts. I learned that that instead of sitting and wallowing in what's going on, like I have a lot to get done, that, you know, you don't have time to just to whine about things not going your way. Let's see what y'all are saying. You're still working on, are you still working on the tulip paper piece quilt? Piece quilt. Which one is it? I'm going to send you a picture of the quilt. I've been getting ready for a craft show, so I haven't been able to quilt much. What are you making at your craft show? I did some stuff at a craft show, and I wish you the best success, girl. I hope that you do great sales, because I was doing a craft show and I spent $2,000 and I barely made $200 at the craft show. But I hope that what I would do, you know, because I think people don't like coming to tables. What I would do is I would there was a craft show that I went to, and I loved how the lady who was running the craft show, she had a stamp card that if you went up to every single craft booth, that you could win a basket. And so everybody from the craft show put something in the basket, but everybody had to get a stamp card to go into the booth and talk to the seller. And honestly, I'm the kind that just passes the booth and doesn't go in. But because of that, it made me go into the booth. And I don't know if there's a way that you can have that booth event do that for you, like make little stamp cards with everybody, like a little square of everybody's booth, or every quilting booth, or every sewing booth, or whatever. I don't know, laser, whatever you're doing, right? So that people come into your booth and really see what you have. Because when I did my craft show, people would just pass by. I think people feel like when they come in, they're coming into your personal space, so they don't want to go into the space. So they kind of meander and just kind of glaze through it. Because when I went into the booths, I ended up buying, oh, what, do I have it here? Yes, I do. I ended up buying 2 of these because they had this. I love these little bags. I ended up buying 2 of these from this lady and another 2 bags. And then I ended up buying a couple other things because they had a stamp card, because I went in to the booth and got to see what they had. Because I'm a little bit shy. I really don't like getting into people's personal space. So I wish I would pray or talk to somebody and say, can we do a stamp card system where we can make a basket? But everybody has to get their card stamped, and then they get their card in a drawing to win a basket from a gift everybody in the booth gave. That was such a great idea. Anyway, it was a really great idea. Let me see what y'all are saying to me. Okay, you may be willing to sell. Yes, ma'am, I will, Betty. I will do that. I've been doing this show for about 20 plus years. You do great. I'm so excited for you then. I'm excited for you. I'm excited that you have that. I don't tend to, I noticed my business was created more by word of mouth, and prayer. Yeah, it's mainly that. I really haven't been a marketing kind of person. Like right now, I even feel odd. I'm gonna sell these. I feel stupid. I don't know. Maybe I need to be a better salesperson. That's why I don't do sponsors for YouTube. I get a whole bunch of notifications on my emails asking me if I'm willing to do sponsor stuff, and I'm like, I'm not a good commercial person. I don't know, but I do a lot of embroidery, baby ideas, jewels. I'm really happy for you. That's great. That is really great. I ended up doing a whole bunch of laser stuff, and everything I made, I gave to my clients. I gave them all to my clients. Blessed my clients with free gifts because they were my clients. My clients goes, I thought you were going to sell these. I'm like, just take it. Enjoy it. Tell me if you like it. Tell me if it worked for you. Let me know. I'm curious. Let's see. So, what else? I am getting ready to do the blog swap. But since I'm on this new journey of happiness, I'm like, do I really want to deal with 40 people that get frustrated with me? Because on Messenger, when you message me, sometimes when you message me, it doesn't go through right away. It tells you that I got it, or it'll send you a message saying thank you for messaging me, but it doesn't notify me that exact day. So I get people that get kind of spicy, really spicy. And I don't know if I have spicy tolerance lately. Amen. Yeah, I'm okay. So I'm working on the list. I have 36 people who want to do the block swap, and I have I'm writing out the list, and then I'm sitting back wondering. Oh, this is one of my ideas. I was thinking of doing a block of the month, and I don't know. Okay, like I said, my hustle is very okay, it's not the quick pace kind of hustle. I wanted to learn if I can laser a pattern, laser fabric, and do a block of the month. And I send you the lasered fabric, so you don't even have to cut it. So let's say I create a block, and then I laser all these fabrics, and then we get together, and every month we get together on a live stream, I guess. I don't know if I would do a members only or just do it on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever. And we piece the block together. That would be fabric that's been lasered. Would that be crazy? Would that be a good idea? Would that be fun? So that's something I'm thinking about. But first I have to figure out, of course I would have to buy bulk fabric. Then learn how to laser it. Anyway, this is just an idea. This is the thought. I thought that would be fun to use my laser and incorporate quilting with it, or because I know someone, I don't know who does it. They laser fabric and they do big conference events, and they provide, or retreats, and they provide the package of fabric. Anyway, it was just a thought. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm trying to get something with the community. Let me see what y'all are saying. I'm located in Schertz, Texas, close to San Antonio. I'm in between San Antonio and in between Austin. That's where I'm located. Yes. Would you guys like a posted video on 3D printing? For me to post? I don't know. It's the neatest thing ever. You know, when you do embroidery, you really can't leave it. Because if you can, once you have the threading set real good for you, but ultimately you can't leave it. Because if you're doing a job, like a hat job or a t-shirt job or a towel job, or you're embroidering a whole bunch of items, you have to just constantly be switching, right? The hoops, and you're having a hoop assembly. So once it removes it, you remove it and put a new hoop and start the machine, and you're going back and forth. What's neat about 3D printing, this is what's neat, or lasering. Lasering, you have to be on top of it because you're dealing with fire, and you can burn your house down if you're not on top of it. Embroidery too, you have to kind of be on top of it and make sure that the embroidery, like I embroidered a quilt the other day, and I was so thankful that I didn't have to, like I left it. I set it up and I left it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back and restart the thread, because, you know, thread breaks and I'm gonna have to refeed it, or re-thread it and then start again. You know what I mean? And even quilting, long arm quilting, you can quilt the row, you can leave the machine and quilt the row, but then you have to go back and unroll, re-roll the quilt and restart. So you're kind of, but there's something about 3D printing, man. I could literally, for example, these take, one thing about 3D printing is it does take a while to print something. For example, these take a good 3 or 4 hours, 3 hours, give or take. But if I set it up and I go to sleep, by the time I wake up, I have a trash can. And that's what's neat about 3D printing. For example, once I cleared, like right now, I cleared out the machines. I could go back right now on my phone and I could just have it 3D print. As a matter of fact, I need to have it 3D print. Hold on one second. Let me show you this toy. I think this toy is so neat. So, right now, this is called a balancing toy. Okay. So I thought I was going to be paper piecing tonight, and I was going to be up all night 3D paper piecing. And I'm really enjoying like sewing at night. I'm really enjoying just sewing. One of the things about having a lot of work is you don't have time to do like what you love, like stuff that, yeah, which is okay. There's a time and a season for everything, right? But anyway, so this is a balancing toy. So it came with like, so I 3D printed all these animals, like octopus, a shark. What? No, that was a jellyfish, right? And then, hold on, let me see. I'm going to turn you around. Let me see your comments. I almost thought about getting a 3D printer. Yes, tell your husband you do need another hobby. Just, just, it's okay. You're going to love that hobby. And honestly, my husband was, well, I don't care. I paid for it. When the money I made from the Tumblr paid for the 3D printer. Okay, like it paid for the 3D printers and the filament. And don't judge that don't judge. Don't judge, okay? So well, it didn't pay for all of it, but it paid for a big chunk of it. And so my husband's like, what the hell, Lorena? Like, what's next? And but then he's a heavy equipment mechanic, so I said, do you need me to 3D print some little compartment so that you put your wrenches and organize your wrenches? And then I was like, would you like I made for glass visors, I made him a phone stand. I made this one for me. I made him a thermostat gauge. You know, so anyway, I made him what else? I made him thin wrench organizers, and the man who didn't want to do he's like, okay, can you make me 4 of each? So I made him 4. There was 3 different sizes, large, medium, and small. He goes, can you make me 4 of each? And I did. And then the next day he messaged me. He goes, can you make me 9? So then the one 3D printer, the one that I bought, the first printer that I bought, the man was taking it from me. He took it, and I kept 3D printing his stuff on it. And for 3 days, he took my 3D printer from me. So I went and I bought the second one for me. Because he took it. But anyway, so he took it. So just tell him you don't know the blessing. So anyway, I made these. This is so neat. Instead of borders, I think I'm going to... What quilt are you working on? Hold on. I didn't see you. Where's your comment that you were telling me that you're working on? I'm just loving your videos. I miss you. Thank you for missing me, Pat. Thank you. I'm sorry. I really am sorry for... I just don't think, and I'm going to be honest, I just don't think you want to see me up here crying all the time. I went through a really hard time. And I don't think you want to... As a matter of fact, I want to cry now. I don't want to be there. Instead of the borders, I think I'm going to try a wide binding to finish the wheel I'm working on right now. Oh, get a 3D printer. No, don't take my advice. But look, don't listen to me. I'm a bad influence. Don't. Here, watch. I 3D printed, and let me show you what I 3D printed 4 sets of these. Hold on. Can I get the other one? 4 sets of these. Hold on. Where did I put them? Okay. I 3D printed 4 sets of these because I wanted to give one to each family. My family. Oh. I can't believe. So there's 4 sets. And the reason I thought this would be neat, okay, is I thought that my grandkids with their parents could sit down, and it's called the stacking game. How high Anyway, how high can you stack it? Wait. And you can... Their glass door shattered. No! How high can you stack it? That's good to know, though. What printer did they get? Anyway, how high can they stack it? And I thought... So I did it... Oh, look at this. This is so neat. It's an ice cream. It's a fidget. Anyway, I didn't have to make this, or I didn't have to manually put it together. It did it. It printed it like that. And I ended up making these for my granddaughters. Isn't that so cute? It's crazy. I didn't know there was a world that existed. So these are like glass visors for your glasses. I didn't know. Anyway, just don't judge me. It's okay. You can. But anyway, I made all day today. I've been printing these toys. I'm going to put them in little bags, or I'm going to see if I can make a box so that they can sit there. And I was thinking that, you know, while they're playing the, you know, what I found is kids don't play anymore because they're on their phones, they're on their pads. And the other day I made them, it's called the 3D dummy. It's a dummy 13. I ended up printing, I have 3 boys, grandsons, 3 girl grandchildren. I have 6, and 3 are boys and 3 are girls. And I ended up printing pink ones. They're called dummies, pink dummies with like a different skeletal system. And I ended up printing one for each, and they're pretty big, a good size. And one of my daughter-in-law, my daughter-in-law and my son-in-law the other day, they were like, we went home, and I put it in baggies for them. And we went home and we sat at a table and we put the 3D, it's called Dummy 13. It's just like it looks like a car dummy, to be honest. And we built them, and we were sitting on the table, and we spent an hour talking to each other, I was helping my kids build it. And I think that time that they spend with their children without the distraction, I think could be a special moment. And so I'm trying to I told my daughter, you know, who can stack it the highest gets a treat. I don't know. It's just yeah, so I have to stop. My brother has 10 running at the same time. Yes, it's an obsession. If I no, I'm tempted to buy number 3, but he made me a... Yes, you can make an egg carton printer. You can make I want to make some too. I have bicycles. I used to ride bikes. Sorry, my hair's a mess. I used to do trail bike riding. Is it trail? Yeah. And so I have them kind of like, you know, in the shed, and they have a tool where you you pin it to the wall and it hangs vertically. And I was like, you know what, I just need to print some of those. So you just don't know right now the world of printing, how beautiful it is, because if you have a problem, a 3D printer can be a solution for you. But don't listen to me. Don't buy it. You don't have to. I just think it's a treasure. Look, I'll show you this. And I'm just trying stuff, okay? It's not, some things that I made, I'm like, do I really need that? And the answer is really not. But I made it because, you know, I can now. I can. Hold on, wait. So, I don't know if you can hear me. So, I ended up making this. I kind of wish, this one is for the M bobbins, for a gamel. And so, hold on, I'm going to put you down. Just give me a second. I'll put you down. And it holds M bobbins. Can you hear me, hopefully? It holds M bobbins. It says that it could hold up to 35 bobbins. And I thought maybe this would be a good idea to organize your bobbins instead of organizing it the way I organize it. I thought this could be a unique way of organizing it. But I think this would be better if you had it for your sewing machine, because I don't travel with my bobbins on the long arm. Does that make sense? But you do travel with your bobbins with your sewing machine when you go to retreats. And I thought a smaller version of this for bobbins would be nice. But I 3D printed it, and it's for long armors. And I just tried different colors. I just, but it's in case, so it has, and it has this inside, and this is what it looks like. So I printed two, okay? I want to, like, will I really use it? I don't know. I may give it to a long armor who has a camel. I don't know. I may just give it away as a gift to anybody who has M bobbins. They did have different names on the lids, but anyway, I just wanted to try it. And then if I calculate how much the filament cost me, the filament probably cost me maybe for the whole set $1.50. I don't know, but it's something I was just trying out, just to try. And because it doesn't cost a lot, I guess, to make it, well, it does, right? Because you paid for the printer, electricity, not really. The material that you use, not. But anyway, I just made it, and will it be something that I use or something I'll probably give it away to somebody who'd like to organize their bobbins in a different way than I do. But I thought this was a good idea. It was just something different. But they have so much stuff. Anyway, let me stop talking about that. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about quilting. This is a quilting channel, right? It's a quilting channel. Take my money now. Oh, sorry. Yes, I have 2 sewing rooms. Maybe I can fix the 3D printers. You can look. Look at a little. It's just a little box. And I made room. I used to use this area. Used to be, what did I used to have there? On the top, I used to have my printer, and I moved it to the bottom. See, I made room down there. I used to have a mess down here, all down there where the printer is. I had, just don't, yeah. I judge myself, okay? I had a mess down there. I had a lot of projects down there, and so I put them in the bins. When I went to the retreat, I ended up taking a lot of projects out of where I had, because I have projects in those bins. I took the projects out, and so kind of emptied out maybe a bin or two, and so the mess I had underneath, I moved it into those bins. But that table right there was initially going to be a cutting table. It ended up being, shove whatever trash I had in there, you know, kind of space. And you know, and so let me just show you. So you can just judge me all you want. It's good. So now what I had on that table, I have here. But this is an area where I have, like I have my camera equipment here. And I have some journals. But I've been making, like I made a whole bunch of these. Because when I'm asleep, I could just print them. And like I love my grandkids. So I made fidget toys. Those are fidget rings. I'm just trying to make stuff for my grandkids, so when they come over, they can walk out of here with something. And so, like, I'm gonna show you my mess. Don't judge me. But anyway, these are not gonna stay here because I'm gonna give them to grandchildren. But ultimately, the mess I had was this on that table, and I moved it. And this workspace, you just need, honestly, you can literally just have this and put a printer on that. Look at the tile bamboo that I sent you. No, they don't even know me. But I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is the cleanest this table's been because it used to be a mess. It used to be like that. It used to be like that. Now it's clean because now this is a working, this is a place that works. And I used to have my printer up there, and the neat thing, all right, one of the neat things about this stuff is that if you go on, if you buy your stuff from Bamboo, they had a special for 45% off on spools and on the filament. So the filament only costs, for one spool of filament, it cost me only $10 if you get on the sale. But look, I'm going to show you. Look how clean this work area is. Girl. And it used to be, when I used to do sewing videos here, I used to put, hide the filth. Not filth. Is it a hoard? It's probably a hoard. They're just the catch-all. Like, it's just a place where things you just put them there. But anyway, I made room. You made room. You can make room. You can organize. I'm not asking you, don't go buy. Don't. And if you do go buy, when you sell all your stuff and you make a lot of money, and then just pay cash. Pay cash. Because I pay cash. What I did is, I bought it on credit and then I paid it off right away. Because there's no fun buying something and then you owe money. Buy it and then you're free, to enjoy it. Well, that's my... But anyway, I was like, I want to do a live, but should I do it here? Then I'm going to be talking about my craziness, not filthiness, but Lorena's insanity. And then my husband and everybody was like, okay, what are you in now? What are you getting into now? Linda, yes, I am learning how to do 3D printing designs. I really want to, so like I made that little bobbin thing. No, this little pincushion thing. Look, I designed it. I'm so proud of it. It's so dumb. I designed that. I wanted something really small. Ouch. I wanted something really small so that when I'm piecing, right, you pull the needle out and pull the needle out and this, I had a wool mat. I'm sorry if I'm moving too much. That I hate. I know it was a thing. It has been a thing. Wool mats are a thing. I think wool mats smell really bad. They smell like cows. I used to work in a farm when I was a little girl. I used to help at a farm. And there's something about wet sheep and cow patty dung. And it just has a smell. The wool. This is a wool. Where's the wool? Where do I have it? Where is it? I had a wool patty. You know how people were using wool mats to, they're using wool mats to iron, to use as an iron? Okay. I can't. That smell. I just can't. I know it was a thing. But the wet smell from the steam on the wool. Anyway, I know they say that the smell kind of goes away. I don't believe that. I think it just stays in because you're putting moisture. And I know that they say that if you leave the wool out after a while, that smell goes away. But I feel like when you wet it, it stays. So anyway, I got my wool mat and I cut 1-inch squares. And I designed that little square thing. And I put it in there. And it's the best little pincushion ever. So I don't like something and then I kind of changed it. So yes, I 3D designed that. I was so proud of it. I'm so proud of myself. So proud of myself. What else? But I also think I enjoy making stuff. Or coming up with something. But let's see. What else, y'all? So how y'all doing? What are you working on? Do y'all really want to do the block swap? Are you really serious? But I'm trying. I think last month I posted 3 videos. They were edited videos. I didn't do any live streams. So that was kind of fun. I'm trying to do edited videos and live streams. Trying to. But what do you want to see from me? Honestly. Do you want to just see quilting work days? Do you want me to do like... I wanted to do a video, maybe even live stream paper piecing, or do a video on the way legit kits. I have some really great suggestions from legit kits. I ended up buying their kit with their fabric. They're so expensive, but at the same time, they're so organized. It's all like, it's just done for you. It is just done for you. For example, I went and got a pattern that I'm going to be working on, and they give you all the fabric. They give you everything. Everything is just so clean and organized, well thought out. But I spent $400 and something on that kit. I was like, that's painful. And then the other day, one of my friends has a pattern of the eagle, the land of the free. I think that's what the name of the pattern is. And she bought the pattern, and she's been going back and forth trying to find all the fabric. And me and her, I think she's been doing this for a couple years, and she had like 4 of the fabrics. And I found on Etsy, I told her, let's buy why don't you just go and buy the fabric from Legit Kits, because they have fabric packets for their patterns. I go, maybe that would be the fastest, more efficient way. And I was supposed to have had a code, like a discount code. I said, we can go ahead and buy you the fabric and I can use my code, because I wanted to help her out, because she really wanted to make that quilt, and my code didn't work. So that was annoying. But then I found on Etsy someone sells the fabric, and so what we were gonna, or she was gonna spend, she was gonna spend $350, $60 for the fabric packet for that quilt top. I found it on Etsy, and all the fabric for like $250, $100 less. So, and I think I even found a cheaper person that will sell a quarter of a yard for $2.25. And there was another person on Etsy that you had to buy a full half yard, and it came out to $4.70. Anyway, it's just, but anyway, so I was gonna do a video on that. I don't know what y'all think. On the Legit kits, yes, I'm excited. Let me show you. Did I show you that I'm going to be working on? Okay, so I bought 2. But I bought this one. Have you seen this one? When we went to the class, the lady had this one done. It was gorgeous. So, of course, because she showed me her quilt that was done, I went and I bought it. And then the other one that I wanted to do, well, you know how I did a paper piecing, and I had bought the wolf. It was a wolf, right? It was a wolf. I also bought the elephant pattern, the paper piecing elephant. When I went and I bought all the fabrics exactly to their dimensions and size that they asked for me to finish that quilt top, I ended up spending $350. And then I sat at the quilt shop for like 7 hours, I'm exaggerating. Probably like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, looking for the fabric that matched their barcode there. And so one of the reasons I was thinking of buying the fabric from Legit Kits is because time is money sometimes. Like the annoyance of looking for the fabric in quilt shops and not everybody selling it was, I thought maybe it would be better. And that's why I bought the kit. I bought the pattern and the kit from them. And then look, I'm going to show you this, because I thought this was neat what I learned there. The lady was talking about having a binder with the fabric. I'm going to put you here. And look, Legit Kit, man, they're good. They have, hold on. They have the fabric swatch. Hold on. They have a fabric swatch with a name, and then they have a piece of paper. Okay, am I showing it? that has the number, the color, the AJ, and then the swatch. And so when you're putting your kit together, you can literally, I'm going to show it to you. Oops. Sorry, it's telling me not to do that. You can literally just kind of organize it in a folder. Thought that was a great idea. Because when I was doing a paper piecing of that wolf, I would throw the fabrics all over the floor and all over in front of me. And I thought this organization system was very smart. Why didn't I think of that? And I thought this system is really great. And it's just a binder. This is like a binder I bought at Walmart, and it cost $4. And I had to use 2 of them because this has a lot more fabrics than the, come on, sorry, it has a lot more fabrics than the cardinal. And then so yeah, I think I learned a lot from the organization, which was really great. But I was telling my friend, I said maybe it would be better if you buy their fabric kits. It'd be cheaper. And then I found on Etsy that you get more fabric. But the problem is you are hunting the fabric down. You're hunting, you're looking. All right, let me see. Charge more for your end bobbin holder. You can buy 2 spools. Yes, ma'am. Right? I don't even know if people would want. So, yeah. Yes. I was thinking, my son-in-law, one of my family members, he ended up buying a 3D printer, and he is having a blast. He goes, I didn't know this was the world. I go, I know, me neither. Me and him are high-fiving each other. What'd you make today, bro? He goes, I made this. I go, I made this. I make more. He's making more stuff for his office and for his employees, and like he's just making stuff. He also is into superhero stuff, like yeah, he's more into that kind of stuff, like superhero. I'm more into, I make chip clips. I made bread, you know, where you wrap it. I've made bread clips where you clip the bread. I made more visor clips. I made more like office organizing kind of stuff. Like it kind of fits whoever you are. If you're into like superhero stuff, you can make, if you're into gaming stuff, you can print gaming stuff. If you're it's catered to, like, I like sewing stuff, so I did the sewing little neat the scissor holder, and I made, you know, anyway, and I made like 20 of them, and I gave them away at that paper piecing class. I just loved them. I just, let me give you something. Anyway, so, but let's see. I don't know. Let me see. What else, you guys? I've been on here for a long time. I hope, don't ignore my frazzled hair. I want to cut it. I hate long hair sometimes. But yes, I can charge for $20 and buy myself 2 things of filament. And oh, let me just share this, and then I may let you guys go, because one of my family members, the spool, they put a refill spool and they didn't seal it, they didn't close it, and it exploded on them. And once you end up having a spool kind of like unravel itself. So, you know, in the theme of what can I do to make myself happy? Seriously, I lately have been, what can I do to make myself happy? And it doesn't have to be like one of the things I wanted to do to make myself happy, I wanted to finish that project. So yesterday I spent from 12 o'clock till 4 o'clock, no, 7 in the morning, and I forced myself to finish it. And then because I found out that I'm the kind of person that makes tops and doesn't put the borders on it, I also forced myself to put a border on it, because you're not going to retreats only to put borders on stuff because you're that person. So, my son-in-law, he opened a filament and it exploded on him, and it was a mess. And he said, just forget it, I'm going to throw the whole spool away. And he goes, I only use probably 10 milligrams of the spool, or kilogram, whatever it is, their measurement base. And I go, give it to me, and I could figure it out. And so me and my other son were trying to figure it out, and it didn't work. So I literally said, what can I do to make myself happy? And guess what? I looked at, I go, if I could re-put that filament on a spool, and I can wind it myself, and I get it done, I'm going to feel like a conqueror. I'm going to feel like so accomplished. I know it sounds stupid. It sounds so foolish. It just sounds idiotic. But I spent, and my daughter, she works from home, and I started working on it probably like at 12 o'clock at night. No, in the morning. 12 o'clock. My daughter would come out 2 hours later. You still working on that, Mom? And I'm like, yeah. And you know, it's like when you have yarn and the yarn's all knotted and you're trying to unknot it, but it's all not. Okay, that's how this was. And I go, yeah. And then 2 hours would pass again, and she'd come back. So at 2 o'clock, and then 4 o'clock, you're still working on it, Mom? And I go, yeah. And then at 6 o'clock, she'd come out. You still working on that, Mom? Yes. And then at 12 o'clock at night, she goes, you're still working on that, Mom? And I said, yes, but I only had like a little bit that I needed to unravel. And the next day, I rolled it into a spool, and then I re-rolled it into a new spool so I could straighten it, because I got a whole bunch of kinks on the filament. And my daughter goes, you're still working on it, Mom? But you know what? I ended up making my son-in-law a whole bunch of, I made him so many things out of that filament because I didn't have to throw it away. I made him trash bags, I made him a trash. I made him an organizer. I made him the tools that hold it. I ended up making him extra spools. I think I made him 4 spools. I ended up making him some toys, some gadgets. And he was like, he says, are you going to give me this spool back? I go, no, I worked too much or too hard on it. I'm going to get to make stuff on it, because I spent so much time making stuff on it. I even made him this is made out of filament. Anyway, I made him a whole bunch of stuff, and I got the joy of knowing that spool was a throwaway spool, but I didn't throw it away. I don't know, that for some reason gave me so much joy because of the amount of work I put into unraveling all the knotting that were on it. But I just think like that was that day's and for a couple days I was just so happy because I was making something out of something that would have been thrown away otherwise. I was just so happy. I was so excited. I know I think even if it's hard, because these take forever to do, maybe 3 or 4 hours, but now that it's done, I get to enjoy it every day, and when the light hits it, it reflects really beautifully. My favorite's this one. She just looks so elegant. I don't know. And that's been my, my heart's desire. What can I do to make myself happy today? And the other day, this is what I did to make myself happy. I have a basket, and some of you are like that. I had a basket that just was full of socks. And that basket has probably been there for the last 5 years. And every time I have unmatched socks, I just shove it in the basket. And then I have unmatched socks and I shove it in the basket. Okay. And I've had that basket in front of one of my dressers for the last 5 years. I'll empty it out, and then again I'll start that. I can't find a match, so I put the socks. So the other day I was like, what can I do to make myself happy? And one of them was if I could get rid of that basket from being in front of that dresser and just get rid of it. And I sat in front of my dresser, emptied out that basket, sorted hundreds of socks that weren't matched, and matched like a good giant chunk of them. And now all my socks match. And the socks that didn't match, I was like, just throw them away. Just throw it away. And now that I go into my room every day, the stupid basket that's been sitting there for 5 years is not there no more, because I think, and I'm trying to keep a promise to myself, don't ever put a basket there ever again, ever. And so now I made a little tin, not a tin, like a small, not a big laundry basket, small little basket. And that only the small little basket will hold unmatched socks. But I think what I'm trying to do is just handle things that sometimes you don't have the bandwidth to handle. And the benefit, like just blinging this out every day, because I did this, because I said every time I look at it, it's going to make me happy, because it's glittery, it's bright, and I did it, and I took time to do it. And now it doesn't look like an ugly case. Now it looks like a really pretty case. I don't know. I'm trying to do that in my daily living. And so anything that doesn't make me happy, I'm like, you're being evicted. There's no room for you here, Butte. It's the little things that make us happy. For real. That's why, like, I'm making all those toys for my grandchildren. Because seeing them happy, oh man, it's a lot. It's a blessing. My granddaughter, she asked me the other day, because I'm the person that has everything, kind of. I had these paints that I've been sitting on. I wanted to do barnyard quilts. And I lasered barnyard wood. I lasered the wood. And I was going to do a video where I was painting the wood. And I don't know about that task. That just did not make me happy. I didn't enjoy it. I was taping the area, and then it was bleeding through, and I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted the lines to be crisp, and it wasn't working. I also think I was in a hurry, because of course I had like 20 clients that I needed to tend to, and I didn't have time to really sit down and enjoy that process. I wanted to get it done and just get it over with, and then say, look, I did this, and then okay. And so I've had the paint, and my granddaughter goes, can I have the paint, Ami? Can I have the paint? And I'm like, just take it out of here, girl. Just go and paint the world with it. And then I had these big giant sheets of it's a painter's paper, and I've had it in a corner, and it's been sitting there saved, and no one's used it. I don't use it. And I gave her like a big giant packet. I go, take this with you too. Go be a painter. Go enjoy yourself. But getting rid of it also made me happy. Because it made her happy. I don't know. But yes. That's what's... Just do stuff that makes you happy. I'm serious. And I stopped talking to several people in my life. I was talking to somebody, and I have a lot of love for that person, and him and his you know, you feel dumb, right? You make a decision, and you're thinking you're doing the right decision in your life, and you find out that, oops, that was dumb. That didn't work out the way you wanted it to. Things didn't go the way you wanted them to. Then you got deceived, you got set up, you got screwed, okay? There's times, right? And this person was telling me, you knew you were going to get screwed. Like, if I knew I was going to get screwed in a situation, I wouldn't have gone that way. You knew better. And he was mocking me in front of somebody. And honestly, before, he wasn't behaving that way, but because he was in front of this person, he thought that I wouldn't respond. And sometimes people set you up that way. Like, they'll start mocking you in front of someone else because they don't think you're going to speak up for yourself, because they think you're not gonna anyway, he kept berating me, and I was like, I'm like a little girl, no, that wasn't that. And he kept going at me, and I think I was vulnerable, and I was already in a place where I was struggling. And then I turned around and go, you know what? And I knew you were an a-hole too, but I still gave you a chance. And I said, and maybe I should know better. And his girlfriend and him just went, like I just shut it up. And then from that point on, I won't talk to them no more. I don't think, and this is why I'm just cutting things out quickly. Like that day, I chose to give this person time, and this person mistreated the time I offered that person. He mistreated me in the time I offered him. And I have a friend of mine, she had a lung transplant, and I love what she said. She goes, when you are standing at the door of death, and you know that you may not have any more time, you become very selective in the people you have. Take your time. And I just thought that was such a beautiful, like, yeah, if I was dying with cancer, would I be sitting at a restaurant having this person berating me and think it was funny? And I was like, no, because I don't have that time. But anyway, so now this person is very upset with me because I won't answer his calls. I blocked his number. I just like, and the other day he came over and he's like, I don't understand why you're upset with me. And I was like, I just don't have time for it. It's just, you don't make me happy. Being around you does not make me happy. It doesn't, what, like that stupid lady, she's not stupid, right? She's a genius lady. She says, does it spark joy? Is that thing that you have in your possessions, does it spark joy? And sometimes people don't spark joy. They don't. And so I was like, if you're not going to be something, if you're not going to spark joy in my life, I don't have time to try to get you to, and honestly, the only request I was asking the person is to be kind to me at the time. You know what I mean? I just wanted them to be kind. I was already going through it. So yeah, but that's my, yes, and honestly, not answering this person's phone calls, not seeing, you know how someone calls you and you're like, ugh, ugh. And I'm the kind, cover yourself with the blood of Jesus, get ready. I went to a church the other day, and I'm an ordained minister, okay, y'all? And I love God. I love church. I love the Bible. I love the Word of God. I love people. I love God. I just love God. And sometimes I don't like people, but I love God, okay? And I just love Him. And y'all don't. I don't care. Y'all do. I don't. Like, it's y'all's thing. Whatever. And I went to talk to this man. I cannot believe how this man behaved with me. And I feel like I'm trying to buy a building for my church, and I've saved a significant amount of money. Significant. I have enough money to buy land or to buy a building. I really want to buy land. I have enough money to buy land in cash, and I have enough money to buy a building in cash. But so this man, I heard, was selling his building, and it's already an established church. So I thought it would be easier if I went and bought a building that was already incorporated like a church. It was already, I don't want to buy a building and then I have to get inspections and I have to go to the city and I have to get permits. But once it's already established, it already has those permits. It already has, does that make sense what I'm saying? So anyway, I went to this man because I was told that he wants to sell the building. He goes, you can't afford me. You can't afford this building. This is $1 million building. Who do you think you are that you think you could buy it from me? And I just sat there and I was like, sir, I was told that and then the man went on a 40-minute tangent. A 40-minute tangent. Yeah. And I just met the man. I think I've spoken to this man 25 years ago. And I remember talking to this man because I was going through a whole mess and I needed help. And I remember someone said, go ahead and call, because he's a pastor. Go ahead and call him. He'll help you, like counsel me. And I remember calling him and he had me on the phone for 40 minutes and he wouldn't shut up. He just kept talking. It's almost like him having me on the phone, he can give me his whole life viewpoint, life scenario, like whatever. It's whatever. And I remember like wanting to share like my heart, like I was really going through it, and the man wouldn't shut up long enough to ask me how he could help me. And this same man who I haven't talked to in 25 years, he's the one that's selling the building. And I was with him less than 40 minutes. And I left there like, but now, I was like, I can't believe this is how you like, wow. Like, I felt like he was a mouth storm. Like his mouth was a storm. And he was spinning me, like just storming with his mouth at me. And I don't know. Anyway, he's inviting me to his congregation. He's inviting me to his church now. And I was just like, it didn't spark joy. It didn't spark joy the first time I talked to him. And even now, 25 years later, he's still the same. It's crazy. But I guess that's where I'm at right now. And I guess I want to encourage y'all. I started getting this in my 50s, that I'm only wanting to do things that just really make me happy. And that stupid bird was frustrating me yesterday, but I'm so happy the bird didn't win. I won that battle, girls. I won that. And now I'm going to quilt her to death and make her beautiful. And I'm going to be so proud that no matter what she put me through, I got her done. And when I look at her, she's beautiful. She sparks joy to me because I didn't give up when I could have. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm doing live streams and I'm just sharing my little life point of view. And I know it should be about quilting, but I think I don't have it all together, y'all. I don't have it all together. I keep negative people in my life, and I have no time for people who want to keep me down. Yeah. Honestly, I think family should be the one that, like my son-in-law, when I did that spool, oh my God, it really was what I was so excited about doing that dumb spool. It wasn't the time I invested in it. It was really like untangling. Like it was a mess he kind of made by accident, right? Because it got all tangled. It looked like a woven nest. It just made a mess. But I think what really gave me, the reason I felt it would give me joy is everything I made out of it for him. And I got to pick what I made out of it because I ended up spending the time doing it, right? And he was so excited. He's like, oh my God, thank you for this. Thank you for that. Thank you for the organizer. Thank you. And even though I could have, I took his spool, right? But he was going to throw away. But it just gave me a lot of joy seeing him happy. And it made me happy that something that could have been thrown away, I found a way to fix it so it could be still useful. And I think, I don't know, those are the things that kind of motivate me. We all find things that motivate us differently. If you giving to somebody a quilt and it gives you joy because you gave somebody something so special, I think that is so important. If you cooking for somebody because you're putting your heart in it and it gives you joy to bless somebody with your food, I mean, whatever that thing is, I used to have a lot of joy when I was giving away those quilts. And I have 4 of them right now. Do I have 4 of them? No, I have 3 of them that I need to give away that just need binding, but it doesn't spark joy to sit down and hand bind everything for some reason right now. There was a time I didn't care how much time it took to hand bind them, but right now I'm just not in that place. Like, for example, I have like these baby quilts that I just need to hand bind. What I get joy is giving it away, but this current, and before, binding it gave me joy, but right now I'm like, oh, do I really want to sit for 6 hours? Ew, no, and then right now I don't want to, but I will soon, maybe. Or maybe I'll just give them away to people who are quilters, and I'm like, you bind it, okay? And you give it to whoever you want to give it to. You just hand it over. You do whatever. And I think I may do that. I may do that. But no, I know I'm keeping you guys late. But anyway, send me, if you're on my Facebook group, message me your stuff. Maybe I'll buy some stuff from you. Sorry, don't judge me. Anyway, I really do thank you for spending time with you. We have a small group today. Thank you for being with me. If you guys need anything, please message me on Lorena's Quilting. If you haven't joined, join Lorena's Quilting on Facebook. Sometimes I've kind of quieted myself down from social media a bit. I'm not on Facebook like I used to be. I never was really on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok. I just kind of wanted, I wanted to quiet the noise in my life a little bit. And that's why I was not doing live streams. Because I just kind of wanted to just, I went through a big old giant disappointment, and I'm going to be honest, I felt like, and I'm not going to cry, I felt like that disappointment was dragging me into a hole of sadness, and there was a lot of chaos because of it. And so, and this person who was berating me in front of their girlfriend was also creating more chaos because of it. So, like when I went to the retreat, it got the chaos around me because I left my home and I went out of town for a period of time, kind of got some of that quiet. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of backed off from posting, and just kind of just like reground yourself, or reground myself. So I guess I'm giving you guys an update of where I've been and what I've been trying to do. And also I think God was working something good in me. Like he ended up giving me that 200 tumblers, that job to laser 200 tumblers. That was such a treasure, to sit there in a room and just be tumbling away and then just enjoying the laser. Because for a long time I was long arm quilting so much to pay the lasers off. It took me a year, and then I still was so busy long arming for a whole bunch of clients that I've had the laser for so long. I got them in 2021, 22, and I really haven't, yes, I've done stuff with them, but I really haven't had a job or something that really made me spend a lot of time lasering. And I thank God for that, because it's almost like he gave me something I wanted. Because not that I wanted the work, but I wanted to spend time lasering. And sometimes when you have the work, you spend time doing that thing. And so I really had such a wonderful time. And a guy from TikTok is the one that sent me the job from the company that asked me to do the tumblers for them. And I just think that just doing that was sweet. I think it also kind of quieted things down for me, because I couldn't deal with the other stuff, because, you know, girl, I had to work, you know, I have a job, I have to do some work. And then when you work for yourself, people don't think you have a work, so they kind of pull you away and waste your time a bit, because they think you have all the time in the world because you work for yourself. They don't consider you working when you work for yourself sometimes. But so that's kind of, I guess that's an update. And I'm trying to, I'm being okay. Like, I'm trying to be okay. I learned some hard lessons though. Some hard lessons. There have been some hard lessons. Keep away people who don't spark joy. Do things that do spark joy. And find ways to make yourself happy, I guess. And no matter what goes on, you're the only one that determines your happiness. Nobody else does. Even though you want and desire certain results in your life, there's a scripture that I have deep in my heart. It says, today is the day the Lord has made. Rejoice and delight in it. And so sometimes when I wake up and I have a bad mood and I have a bad attitude, I'm like, all right, Lorena, today is the day the Lord has made. Are you going to rejoice and delight in it? And so I really do love you spending time with me. I thank you for being here. And I'm sorry it's so late. But we're doing a late night live stream. I appreciate your time. Hopefully I'll do a live stream later. And I do have probably some quilts to give away. If y'all want to do the binding, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. All right. Have a wonderful night. And thank you for spending time with me, Linda. And Quilting with Love. All of you who spent time with me. Thank you for being here with me. And I hope I sparked joy. Hopefully I sparked joy for you. Hopefully. All right. Bye. Bye. How do you turn this off? I don't know how to turn this off. Baby. How do you turn it off? Okay. Just have mercy on me, Jesus.